Toyota 86. This is from 2013. It's a GTS trim model. Excuse the noise, but this is a main road. We're supposed to be on lockdown with no cars, but nobody's really listening. So it's a Tornado Grey, which is called Asphalt Grey in America. I'm not sure what they call it in Japan, I can't remember now. It's kind of a blue-grey metallic. Now the difference with the GTS trim is we have 17-inch alloys here. And let's have a look. We've got the fog lights as well. Daytime LED running lights. If we have a look inside, okay, with GTS trim as well, you also have the push button start. Okay, and a different console arrangement here, slightly upgraded trim levels. So if you check down here, you've got the sill, alloy pedals, just need to be replaced, so they're starting to wear out. The reason why I got a facelift model is basically I love the interior here. You can check that out there. But the screen actually has a LED insert here, but the upscale market ones from 2017, they have an LED screen that's kind of fitted in, which doesn't really suit with the round dials. It just looks out of place how they mashed it in. I'm not too happy about this being cut off here either. That's probably not the best design, but I like the tacho. It kind of looks Fisher Price in some kind of weird way, but if you said I was a kid and made a car from a toy into a real model, it would look something like this. It's in pretty good nick. The gear knob has got a bit of wear and tear. This is a manual, obviously. I've still got the factory head unit installed. This is my first car in almost 20 years, and I've been wanting this one for 8 years now, so this is all new tech to me, so I'm slowly getting used to it. Basically, everything in here is in very good nick, although you may notice that the rearview mirror is missing. It's damaged and I'm getting a replacement. This was purchased at Subaru Mentone in Victoria, Melbourne, so it took a while because they were in lockdown, so they just came out of it, and South Australia now has just come into it. A couple of things I need to replace that I notice is missing. I've already removed, you can probably see here, the toll booth plastic clip that was glued on. I just used a heat gun and a bit of toothfloss and that came right out. If you have a look in here, I've already taken them out. Oh, this is not very good lighting. I don't know if you can see. But yeah, there was 2 bolts in here and there was a rubber mat. I've taken that out and removed the rubber bolts because they were covered in rust, so something was spilt and dropped down there. So once I get it out in the sun, I'll put some rust converter in there and clean it up. I'll do another video on the bolts where I just clean them and respray them just so they look nice. You can also tell that, I guess this is a power adapter here. The barrel is actually incredibly rusty and the cap is missing. So I've got to get another one of those, maybe from a wrecker, or maybe I can just get one new. They're only about $10. The only other thing that is a problem too is one of the lights on the heat seeker is not heat seater is not working. I think I'll just press this one. The accessories on. Okay, it's still not working. I'm still trying to figure all this out. Let's try this. There we go. So you can see the light's not working there. It might be a fuse from what I've read online, but I've got to get that checked out. The dealer will check it out for me for free, no charge. Okay, so yeah, we need to get that fixed. Let's get the clutch out slowly here. That's what it looks like. Pull it up. 121,000, almost 122 Ks on the clock. Now it does sit a little bit loud than my stock one, obviously, because we have X-Force exhaust. It's an Australian brand. It's got 4.5-inch tips. Can't give it a rev because it's only me here. It's actually a 3-inch exhaust, which is a little bit too big for a car that's naturally aspirated, so I'm guessing it was either forced induction or was going to be. Excuse all the dirt around here too. I've got to clean everything and trim it up. Just turn this off. There we go. Another thing I like about these cars too is no door frames, which is really, really cool. I like those little touches. Let's go have a quick look in the boot. It's a smart entry key, so I'm just getting used to not having to turn everything on. Right, let's get out of here again. There's just another little couple of concerns here. If you have a look in the boot, very, very clean. We have a subwoofer to go in here eventually. Just be careful of the dirt here. I will wash this in the next couple of days. I have to get a hose and some attachments. So here we don't have a spare tyre. The tyre iron's missing, so I'm hoping we can get that replaced by the dealer. I only bought this last week. We've got a screwdriver, the tow hook, and the jack handle. If we have a look down here, this here is a puncher kit, by the way. I like that it's red and black, matches the interior. It's very nice, but I think I'd rather have a spare wheel. If we have a look under here, if you can get see the lights, check if this is still recording. You can see there's a bit of spot rust already coming here, so I'm going to get some sandpaper, some rust converter, and some primer, and just nip that in the bud real quick, especially around those plugs there. But other than that, there's not too much rust, but I'll make a video doing that as well. Interesting little tidbit here is on the Australian model we get a little piece of trim cover for the Toyota 86, where the FRS base model in America didn't get one, but the BRZ in America did get one. So it's reasonable quality. Obviously it's nothing special, but I just kind of like that it's in there, and it kind of completes the look of the car. I've got the original tails on here. Some people hate them. I absolutely love them. This thing looks like a giant robot coming from the back. Reminds me of the 458 Italia a little bit with the lights. So yeah, I'll be keeping those. I don't want the any type of aftermarket. I love the sleek look here. We've got no shark fin. It's the pretty much as standard as you can get it with no spoilers. I just wanted this build to be nice and sleek. So let's have a quick look at the engine here. I've got some BRZ fenders to remove this as well. Although this is nice, I prefer the design. Another thing to be wary of too, I haven't again detailed this yet and washed it, but I've taken these off already and vacuumed down in where sticks and stones gather. There was a lot of rocks and dirt. It's pretty hard to see now here, but there's actually a couple of drain holes. You can use maybe a wooden toothpick just to clean it out and a vacuum. So just open the bonnet. Not so squeezy. There's a little latch down here. Okay, this is a replacement mat that I got too. The one that came with it had a hole in it. This car's seen a bit of a hard life maybe. Check here. This is the rear view mirror that was in it, so it's completely delaminated and the glass has come off. To see if it's recording. I actually thought it was a piece of film that was protective on there to take off, but yeah, it's actually completely gone. So they're going to be sending me a replacement. This is actually the frameless version that comes standard with the GTS in Australia. And while we're here, this was the original mat. These things are expensive too, so you can pick up some from the wreckers. People keep crashing these cars. You can see it had a nasty hole on there. So yeah, this is a junker. I'll throw this out eventually. But anyway, let's have a quick look at the engine. I've already started cleaning this. This is a FA20, it's a boxer engine, 2 litre. Okay, you can see I've already cleaned all the caps. Just started wiping everything down with some paper towels just where it's greasy. I need the airbox locked or reseated. There's something wrong here, it just doesn't fit right. I've gotten K&N to replace it, and this one's actually quite filthy and needs to be replaced now. I've already checked the oil, that's all fine. All the fluids are full and level, the coolant's fine. I do need to get a replacement cap. I'm pretty sure that these came with a red positive cap that came on here. So I've got to order one of those. They're about $10 off eBay, I think. Just let me show you these drain holes you've got to be aware of. You can see in here 2 little holes. Just make sure that's recording. Not the best light, but there's 2 little holes in here that are drown holes. These are all completely plugged, and there's some leaves and dirt and grime down here. I've got to maybe blow them out. Now these cars also have a problem with the cam cover at the back. That's for the automatic. You can see it down here where my hand is. These are notorious for leaking, evidently, and putting oil onto the, I think it's called the overpipe. It looks a little bit grimy, mine, but I haven't had a chance to have a really good look. So, might be have something to be addressed. I might get a racing plate. I think they are. It's got an O-ring that covers it. But other than that, the engine's incredibly clean and reasonably good nick. Nothing seems to be out of place except for the airbox slightly ill-fitting. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty good clean. Obviously, I've got to take out the battery and give it a good wash and complete detail. So I'll do that in the next week or so and make a video. But other than that, the reason why I like the 2016 models, I guess, is we have a look at the front. So let me bend down here. Oh, that's something else I forgot to mention. Yeah, you can see here the grille's got 3 holes drilled into it. I'm guessing, I've got pictures of the receipts that this had a splitter at one stage, but they messed up the measurements, and that's all been taken off, thankfully. I don't like those things. And this side we've got 2 holes just drilled, so I need a new grill. They're about $100, so maybe I can get one cheaper at the wreckers to replace that, so it's all uniform and neat. But yeah, I love the face grille of these type ones here, the look and the shape that come across. If you look at the 2017 models, it looks like a square group who just had a prostate exam. They look like they're screaming. They're absolutely terrible. I can't stand the old ones, the newer ones, sorry. But also these with the Rocket Bunny kit that I do have, a version 1. So when you put these on, it just accentuates the lines like you wouldn't believe. It's so nice. But again, it's a little bit dirty. I've got to get it out there and give it a good scrub. I think that's about it. I think you'll find, oh yeah, so the 2017 Model 2 has a little addendum down here at the bottom of the Fox diffuser, I guess. It's got a little bit of damage and scrape here. This is the last part of the car. Something else that's crazy with these exhaust tips too. Let me show you something. Let's mention this. There's a Milo tin. Check this out. The exhaust is bigger than a Milo tin. That's kind of ridiculous, but 4-inch I think is big enough. These are 4.5, but yeah, that's getting a bit crazy. But, they do fill out the cutouts quite nice, and I do like here too. You can see these little T kind of ingrained into the plastic. It's also in the interior on the doors as well, and replicated in the front grille, which is basically supposed to replicate the 2000 GT, which had a chrome grill, sorry. Which actually looks like a little T if you go up with that on the computers there. So yeah, I've still got to get it registered, and once I get that done, I'm going to start doing some things and adding some things to it too, just like removing this Toyota badge, just keeping it clean. I'd like to get removing this one eventually as well, but this car was sitting outside and arrived on a flatbed truck, so yeah, it's looking a little bit grotty, but it'll come up good. Can't wait to clean it. It's going to be a bit of a trivial. Also, we'll get the windows tinted as well. I'm looking for a Formula 1 and tinted car. It's one of the first things to do here in the Australian sun. You can tell out there, it's just it's really, really hot, and the UV really destroys the plastics, which is a pity. But yeah, that's about it. So yeah, that's my Toyota 2013 GTS trim model. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, I'll have some updates shortly. I've got a bunch of stuff to throw on this, but thanks for checking it out.